Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Three Black Theater, and I am a big fan of The Mandalorian. I've already expressed that I feel that Disney Plus is probably going to end up saving Star Wars. I'm not even kidding. I will double down. I'll triple down on that because I feel that where we are right now with the franchise is needing to take it to the small screen, give it a budget, and tell some good stories. I mean, look, just look at this. This popped up yesterday from Entertainment Weekly, this image of Mando getting ready to mess some stuff up. It just looks great. And no, this is not like a diorama for some toys. This is literally a shot taken on set. It looks clean. It looks glorious. It looks amazing. And I can't wait. But I'm also really interested to find out more about what we're going to learn from the the show itself. And apparently, it's going to explore the origins of the First Order, which to me is so insanely fascinating because I've argued multiple times that one of the biggest problems Disney has with the sequel trilogy is the First Order. We don't care about them because we don't know about them. And I mean, you're only supposed to care as much as you really can about some fascist government that's trying to, maintain supreme control or gain supreme control over the galaxy. But we also don't have a reason to really care about them in the long run. The Empire, we saw how it began. We saw how it ended. This is something we don't quite know any bit of that because it just hasn't really given us that yet. And this is going to apparently show us that. Plus, I also wanted to show off that image. This is another first look image from Entertainment Weekly, which looks so good. Anyway, now the upcoming Disney Plus series is set to explore some of the early origins of the First Order, the dictatorship commanded by Supreme Leader Snoke that rose up to succeed the fallen Galactic Empire, which was defeated in Return of the Jedi. Now, Dave Filoni says here, this doesn't turn into a good guy universe because you blew up 2 Death Stars. You get that the rebels won and that they're trying to establish a republic, but there's no way that could have set it in for everybody all for once. You have a Western. Are you having a Western where you're out on the frontier and there might be Washington and they might have some marshals, but sometimes good luck finding one. And I think when you look at it from the spaghetti Western aspect, which is clearly what he's trying to say here, it does open up this idea in your mind of what kind of story they're going to tell, right? The Empire is done. The remnants are on the run. The new Galactic Order or the new Republic is trying to form itself. It's all trying to come together to restore balance to the known universe. And there's always going to be remnants of those that are going to want to succeed the Empire and keep it at try to get it back to its former glory and lead it in a new direction. And it's going to be very crazy to see how those factions play out. And if you saw the trailer at a D23, that decommissioned Chicken Walker looked insane. But anyway, Jon Favreau here teases. Also, what could happen in the 30 years between celebrating the defeat of the Empire and then the First Order? You come in on episode 7, the First Order are not just starting out, they're pretty far along. Filoni says, yeah, pretty well equipped. So Favreau says, so somehow things weren't necessarily managed as well as they could have if the galaxy ended up in hot water again like that. And that could ultimately be a little bit of a jab at J.J. Abrams because, they retold A New Hope with The Force Awakens in some aspects, and some aspects of Empire and Jedi were retold in The Last Jedi, causing major confusion. But in regards to the First Order, we don't know too much about it on a very forward-facing level. Now, they did address this in a couple of the books. It says here, there's been some explanation of the rise of the First Order in the expanded universe. The books Star Wars Aftermath by Chuck Wendig and Star Wars Bloodline by Claudia Gray told of how Imperial remnants fled to the Outer Rim and waged a Cold War against the New Republic and solidified into the First Order 6 years before the events of The Force Awakens. The Mandalorian plans to use the elements from across the Skywalker saga films, the Clone Wars, and other animated series, and the extended universe in its storytelling. Now, just the information contained in this literal small paragraph is fascinating. So if you've read the books, which I haven't because I think Chuck Wendig is a terrible author and I don't want to sit there and suffer through his herky-jerky writing. By the way, that's an actual line he used to describe a TIE fighter flying. I do hear Claudia Gray's writing is quite good, but I haven't read it yet. Anyway, talking about how Imperial remnants fled to the Outer Rim and then waged a war against the New Republic. That does feel like a lot of what we're going to see in The Mandalorian. This is taking place on the Outer Rim. It's kind of where we always find ourselves going back to. It's the lawless side of the frontier of the Republic and of the galaxy and everything else. Now and then we find out that the First Order solidified itself 6 years before the events of The Force Awakens. So here, this is 5 years past Return of the Jedi, right? So 5 years past Return of the Jedi, then it's 30 years from Return of the Jedi to the Force Awakens. So that gives 19 years from the Mandalorian beginning to when the First Order was established. Now that's a long time to sit and to wait and to build up. And I don't quite know if we're ever going to get that full explicit storyline. And I don't know if I really want that full explicit storyline. To me, it just seems a little bit kind of weird at this point to even try. But if we get a little bit more information, maybe it will go a little bit further of a way to solidify it in Star Wars canon as being something other than, well, just a retelling of something we already learned from J.J. Abrams. To make it sufficiently different would be pretty fascinating. But then again, I also just want to show you guys this image here. This is that a bigger image of what we saw from Entertainment Weekly, and so showing Cara Dune and the Mandalorian getting ready to fight something, and it's gonna be so good. I am so excited to see what's gonna come next, and hopefully when it premieres here in just less than 2 months, we're gonna get a lot more information in the meantime. And I really am excited to share that with you. I do want to hear your guys' thoughts and your opinions. Be sure to head over here to facebook.com/groups/3bucktheater, where you guys can leave your thoughts, leave your comments. If you don't want to post it here on YouTube, you can also check me out on Hollywood After Dark here on this channel, 11 p.m. PST. For right now, it's probably going to move to another channel here pretty soon, but that is a nightly live show. You can call in and you can talk to me directly. Also, if you want to support the channel, and I hope you do, you can come over here to patreon.com/Matt Jarbo and support the channel that way. Right now with YouTube, things are going pretty crazy. It's getting pretty bad, and it has a lot to do with a lot of bad actors that are kind of screwing it for everybody else. So if you have $1 and you want to support the channel, this is probably the best way to do it. And thank you guys so much for watching, so much for engaging, so much for being here. You don't know how much it means to me. Have yourself a great day, guys, and peace out.